YouTube family, welcome back to another video. In this video I have TK the barber. He's a barber at my barber shop right now. Last week I did a video with Anthony. Similar video this time. It's just going to be a high taper and some hairline fixing. He's a little light in the front. After I use my trimmers, take out that seed cup, I'm going to use my clippers open. I use open, halfway, then closed, working my way down to the initial guideline. I use the same steps with every guard. So I'm going to start with my no guard open. I'm going to put my one guard open, drop down to my half guard, and then use my 2 guard, drop down to my 1.5 guard. Always starting open, going halfway, then coming back closed. Be sure to use your mirrors. It's going to take a lot of detail work. Your mirror doesn't lie. So if you see something in the mirror, or you're recording and you see something in that camera, it's definitely there. So go back, tap it up. This definitely turns into more of a taper fade. I ended up bringing the one behind the ear. So I try lightening it up just so I can get a nice crispy sharp edge up behind his ear. Using my shears right now just to detail. What I do is I blur my eyes, and when I do that I'm looking for dark imperfections, and I'm just using the tips of my shears and just getting it. So I got my no guard open. I'm going to close it halfway, hit in between there, and I'm going to close it up all the way and get that initial guideline that I took out of there. Now with my one guard, I'm going to start open. Most of the time I just go right from open to closed, but majority of the time I try to go halfway then close just to keep my system in order. Then I got my half guard open, close that halfway, close it up all the way, and that should pretty much get that taper right where you want it. Like I said, it is more of a taper fade, so I am going to use the one farther behind the ear here once I get this taper detailed out. My 2 guards really just cleaning up. He kind of gets a haircut about every 10 days, so there's not too much growth, but the 2 guard definitely cleans it up. You can see it there at that ridge, and I'll probably end up using my thinning shears just to clean that up. Drop down to my 1.5 guard, start open, close that up, probably hop back to my 1 guard, use my corners. Just a lot of detail work, guys. And in this video, I'm using the Gamma Ergos. I love these clippers. I'm gonna end up getting the X Ergos. My clippers seem like they're a little loud right now. I don't know if I just have to get a new blade for it, but my last ones, the blade wasn't even working, and I reached out to Ergo, and they were quick to fix it. So I'm very appreciative of them, and I'll support them for sure. These Babyliss FX trimmers hit, boy. I got the Los Cutted edition, and I like the DLC blade. A lot of people have been switching back to the, what is it? I think the Stagger Tooth, the one previous to this. But I really like the DLC blade. It doesn't get hot. It doesn't gunk up if I use hairspray. So I use a lot of hairspray on my edge ups. Not a lot, but enough to keep the hair where it's at. And with the last blade I had, I felt like it got gunked up with the hairspray. So these don't, I like them. When you guys are done hitting that with the trimmer, you definitely want to follow up with the foil shaver. Kind of cleans that up, gives it another line of transition. Right here in the back, I go about a full inch. TK here, he's got a little lump in the back of his head. That's going to give me a little bit of problems here in the future. So I kind of stretch that blend out more than I probably would with a normal client. Just because I know how his hair acts when it's short. After using my no guard open, I'm gonna hop to my one guard, always start open. Once I get that, again, I'm gonna stretch this blend out. So I'm going about a full inch. And then once I get to my half guard and my two guard, that's when I kind of drop down to maybe like a half-inch guideline. You're not gonna really see a guideline. It's just gonna be, you'll be able to see the transition from that one into that dark hair up top, which is around a 2. You can see that little bump, that little crease right there. That's what's gonna give me some problems. So I end up trying to fight it, and I actually end up pushing it up just a touch more here. Using my two guard, I'm just cleaning up any imperfections. Like I said, he's about every 10 days he gets a haircut, so the two guard keeps it at that nice length that he likes. And I'm gonna be working behind the ear there with. Once I use my two guard, I'm gonna drop down to my 1.5, almost like a taper fade. Dropping down, and then I'm gonna drop down to my one guard behind the ear, clean it up real nice. Now it's just going to be a lot of detail work, so I'm going to get off here, let you guys watch. If you got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I appreciate you guys' support. I learned this little tip at the Ridge watching Chris Basio. I went down to Tampa and got a haircut by him, and he did the same exact step on my hair to kind of lighten that ridge up without worrying about getting those light spots. So I'm not really trying to hit those, you know, on the right and the left side of his edge up. I'm not really trying to cut too much hair there. I'm trying to leave that full as I can, kind of have the hair behind it grow forward to keep it dark. Doing a little shear over comb action. Don't be scared to use your tools, guys. If you got shears, you got thinning shears, you got the little comb with the razor in it, use those tools. You bought them for a reason, so use them. With his edge up here, I really try not taking too much off. I start in the middle, and I always go to the high point if I'm looking at my client straight on, and then just work that side and work the other side. I try leaving it natural as possible. I'm going to end up hitting it with some enhancement just to darken it up. But yeah, just kind of keep it natural as possible. And right here, this is real speed, so you can see, like, I'm just taking my time, tapping little hairs, brushing it down, tapping again, brush it down, tap again. No need to rush. With his beard, I really didn't have to do too much. His goatee, I mean, I just kind of followed the lines that he had there previously, and then I'm just gonna go over his cheeks with the trimmers, follow it up with the foil shaver, try to get it as sharp as I can. Over that nose, you just kind of have your client tuck his nose down, be able to get right in there. Right here, I might have exposed my boy a little too much, but hey, that's the content you get. It's nice and raw. You see how his hair is really light there, and that enhancement just darkens it right up. It's crazy. So yeah, it's dyeing the skin, but I mean, you saw his reaction. He was pretty stoked about it. Not all clients need it. I know enhancement's kind of like an iffy subject in the industry, but hey man, if I can get a smile like that on every client, I'm doing whatever it takes. Then you just follow it up with the straight razor, and that enhancement just pops. It's crazy. I use a Turkish straight razor blade. So the blade, I just break the ends of the blade, slide it in, and it keeps it pretty close. Alright you guys, so there you have it. This is the before. And the after. Look at my man's edge up. That is crispy. He's so stoked about this cut, man. I appreciate you, TK. Appreciate everything you do for the barbershop. Keep up the good work. Love you guys.